Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Rich Man's Gym Podcast. I am your host of the Rich Man's Gym Podcast. My name is David Bradley. Thank you so much for being here. What is the Rich Man's Gym Podcast? It is a personal development podcast dedicated to strength and conditioning for body, mind, and spirit. So if you are like me and you're looking to level up, expand, and tap into your true potential, then you, my friends, you are in the right place. So thank you for being here. Let's get going. And hey, check it out. If you are getting value from the Rich Man's Gym Podcast, do me a favor. Make sure that you share this out into cyberspace so that other folks can benefit from it too. And if you haven't clicked that subscribe button, thank you in advance for doing so. Now, before I get into today's topic, which is going to be a Rich Man's Gym book review, we're going to be talking about this book right here, The Way Forward, Robert O'Neill and Dakota Myer. Fantastic book that I got to finish a couple months back, and I wanted to share some of my experiences with reading that book with you. Before I get into that, though, let's get a couple words from some of our sponsors. Today's episode of the Rich Man's Gym Podcast is brought to you by this. What the heck is that you're holding up? For those of you listening at home and you can't see this, I have this weird-looking contraption doohickey. It is the Rolflex arm and leg massager. So check it out. Why should you have one of these things? If you do a lot of pulling in your exercise, if you click a mouse on the regular, if you swing heavy kettlebells like me, this thing, and you do pull-ups. This thing is invaluable, okay? I'm able to literally imagine having a foam roller for your forearm. It is amazing, and I absolutely positively love it. I've got a full video review of the Rolflex arm and leg massager. Also really good on the IT band. Full review over on my blog at richmansgym.com. Just go in and search Rolflex, Rolfex, and you can see a full video breakdown and a complete write-up on why I love this thing, why I use it on the daily. Check it out, Rolflex arm and leg massager. Okay. Now, let me also talk about this book for a second. This is my book. It's called How to Stop Smoking Without Killing Anyone. This is a book that journals my experience of being a pack and a half, sometimes 2-pack-a-day smoker down to back to the non-smoking section where I belong. Did it in 3 days. I'm going to show you how you can do it in 3 days too. It's a simple 3-step strategy. Over a 3-day period, inside that book, there are exercises to help you get your mind right so you can finally kick the habit before the habit leads to you kicking the bucket, right? So check out stopdon'tquit.com for more on that. Also, if you've got a habit other than smoking that you're trying to kick, probably really helpful to read this book as well. We can use smoking just as a metaphor. So check out stopdon'tquit.com. Again, that's stopdon'tquit.com. One more time, because 3 is a charm, stopdon'tquit.com. And last but not least, I want to talk to you about a company that I stumbled on, and I'm going to try them out. And I'm going to give you a full, honest, and transparent review of their products. This is a supplement organization or supplement company called Live Good. Also, they have an affiliate program with it, which I did go ahead and sign up for. And you can actually, it's got sort of an MLM thing going on, but listen, here's the deal. If you don't have a side hustle, why not? Okay, so if you don't know, my primary occupation, training facilitator, 10X coach with Grant Cardone. And you check out Grant's book, The Millionaire Booklet, and he talks a lot about this, multiple flows of income that contribute to your passion. My job is to help people 10X their lives in every area. Okay, so that's physical, mental, spiritual, personal, professional, financial, that's it, right? And so when you read Grant's Millionaire Booklet, he talks about that we all need multiple flows of income. So I am always on the lookout for a solid and effective side hustle. Is Live Good one of them? Don't know yet, but I'm going to review their stuff. I ordered 3 of their products. The first one is a greens drink. A second one is like a beetroot powder, which I take. And there's a name brand company that I take, and also I've got an amino product that I take. Now, let me just tell you something. If I go to Amazon and I order the stuff that I normally take, I'm gonna spend $75 just for one of those products. I spent $75 and got all 3 of those products shipped to me. So there is some value there, definitely some money savings, and so there's some different ways you can actually make some money while you're doing it. So if you want to join me on this journey and you want to check out this company and see what we're up to, go over to livegood.com/richmansgym. That's livegood.com/richmansgym and check it out. Throw me some feedback as well. Let me know what you're seeing as you go through it, as you check it out. I'd love to get your honest opinion on it as well. And my honest opinion on it will be coming shortly. So I'm just waiting on mine to show up in the mail, and we'll be talking about this periodically. Now, speaking of talking about things periodically, let me get you a quick update on Grace. And then we're going to get into our book report. Grace is coming along quite nicely. Thank you for asking. On the 6th of April, I was able to I did 5 minutes, 56 seconds, 96 milliseconds. So I got below 6 minutes, which was the goal. Last week, which was the 13th, we put some weight on the bar and we just worked on the strength, form, execution. This is a very helpful thing. So last week I put 155 on the bar, so I added 20 pounds to it. Did one ladder up to 4 repetitions. So do 1, rest, do 2, rest, do 3, rest, do 4, rest a little bit longer. Then I came back, did another ladder up to 3. Then I did some singles and doubles. I dropped it down to 145. I did another round of up to 4. And then I called it a day and did some supplemental work and stuff as well. Next Thursday, we're going to go for Grace again and see if I can get even lower on the 5-minute mark. And I will definitely keep you posted on that. Quote of the week, quote of the week, quote of the week. Here is your quote of the week. I'm going to be talking about this book, as I mentioned, The Way Forward. 2 warriors here. So I thought it'd be great to get a quote from another warrior who has been very influential in my life as well, Mr. Dan Millman. Here's your quote of the week. Take it into your week. Figure out how you can use it and figure out just let it be with you during the week. Does that make sense? Just let it hang out with you. Spend some quality time with this quote during the week and see what it does for you. Are you ready? Here we go. A warrior does not give up what he loves. He finds the love in what he does. One more time. A warrior does not give up what he loves. He finds the love in what he does. So good. Okay. So let that be with you this week. Let that sit on you. Let it ride shotgun with you in the car. Think about it. Put some time into it and apply it. Okay. So let's talk about this book. I read this book, The Way Forward. I'm trying to answer a question. It's weighed on me for several years. My question that I always ask and wonder about is, what does it take mentally, and spiritually, and emotionally to be a special operator? Both these guys were. What does it take mentally, spiritually, and emotionally to be in special ops? A Navy SEAL, for example, or an elite unit, Army Ranger. So with just a little bit of self-deprivation thrown in, what do these people have that I don't? Or better yet, what have they fostered that I did not? Assuming full responsibility. Like, especially when I was a kid growing up. You know, I remember this story, if you've ever seen the movie American Sniper, and Chris Kiley's a little kid, and he's sitting at the dinner table, and his dad talks about wolves and sheep and sheepdogs. Well, which one am I? Which one do I want to be? Which one do I want to be known for? Which one am I going to actually turn out to be when the fit hits the shan? Now, I don't know about you, but I want to create a lasting legacy. I mean, who doesn't, right? And life is going to come at us with all sorts of challenges. Like, life is literally like a choose your own adventure book. Remember those? Life's a game. I believe that. So how are we going to play it, you know? And that's what I was looking for answers to some of those questions in this book. So the way the book starts out, it's 2 parts. The first part is called Preparation. And in it, we meet these 2 gentlemen, Robert O'Neill and Dakota Myer. Now, O'Neill, he's a former Navy SEAL, and if you didn't know, he is also the man who shot bin Laden. Dakota Myer, he's a Marine and a Medal of Honor recipient. Both of these men have fought for our country, and both of these men have paid a very, very, very heavy price for our freedoms, for my freedom, for your freedom, and our way of life. Now, these guys do extensive work, which I think is amazing, to help veterans transition back into civilian life. So in the first part of the book, Preparation, it shows us how these men grew up. It shows us how they became who they are, what moved them towards service. A couple quotes. On the farm, I learned to do what I do best. I take care of things. That's from Dakota. On the farm, I learned to do what I do best. I take care of things. Love that. We also learn about their work ethic. So Rob says this. I hope Rob's okay with me calling him Rob. Quote, perfection comes from practice, mastering the basics, repeating something 100 times until you have it perfect, being the first one in the gym and the last one out when the lights go out, end quote. So those two quotes literally set the tone for the entire book. Part two is called Duty, where they also define what the subtitle of this book means. Master life's toughest battles and create your lasting legacy. So if you're thinking about reading it and you haven't yet, yes, you should read the book. Hindsight being 2020, as it always is, right? Here's a few mindsets that the book gives us that I can't help but wonder what life would have been like had I had some of these understandings 25 years ago, maybe 30. First one. The only way to have success in the future is to have failure in the present. Ooh. One more. Wait, what? Yes, the only way to have success in the future is to have failures in the present. Like, why are we so afraid of failing? What's that all about? Like, anyone who's ever succeeded in anything has had to fail over and over and over and over again. Babe Ruth was the home run king and the strikeout king at the exact same time. Like, failure, it's an integral part of success. Getting it wrong, it's an essential part of getting it right. And there is a massive difference between having a failure and being one. I've talked about that before. Here's another one. Success doesn't happen spontaneously. It happens through grinding repetition. Grinding repetition. We hear people talk about, man, I'm on a grind. It like they're trying to, it's weird, but grinding repetition. Think about that. Doing the same thing over and over and over and over again until it becomes what? Second nature. So can we embrace, like, yeah, I've already seen that, or I did that already, or I tried that once. Can we embrace the repetition and let go of our need for variety just for variety's sake? Like, how many three-point shots do you think Michael Jordan practiced? How many jabs has Floyd Mayweather thrown, right, in his career? My boss, Grant Cardone, he jokes. He says, my overnight success took about 30 years. And at billionaire status, he still claims to be waiting for his big break. Success will happen because of us. It will not happen to us. Okay, here's another point. Just because something is hard and it hurts doesn't mean quitting is the right thing to do. Just because something is hard and it hurts doesn't mean quitting is the right thing to do. This is how you get through buds, apparently. This is how you finish a workout. This is how you make another sales call. This is how you go out for another job interview. This is how you get sober. This is how you stop smoking cigarettes. This is how you salvage a relationship. This is how you get right with your higher power. We quit on ourselves like every freaking day in little ways, and then it adds up. It withers you away until you succumb. Or, as Dakota put it, facing forward and staring down problems and fears, front towards the enemy. And who is your enemy? Like, for those of you that are not an active duty Marine or a SEAL, like, who's your enemy? Quote unquote enemy. How does a civilian like us operate front toward enemy? Well, here's the big question. Are you at war with yourself? Or at least a part of yourself? Do you have goals and dreams that you're pursuing and yet something still seems to be holding you back? So again, this is Rich Man's Gym, strength and conditioning for body, mind, and spirit. When you look at your exercise and your diet and your nutrition, you think you're doing everything right. But there's something else. How do you stay focused? Focused on forward. That's where the simple and pragmatic approaches that are outlined by Rob and Dakota, that's where they come in handy. So if you have a pen, bring a notepad, get the highlighter, dig in to this book. You want to read it. You can listen to the Audible, sure. That's what I did. I listened to it and I read along at the same time. So I'm going to give you one takeaway from the book, and then you're going to have to go get more on your own. 5 things that have nothing to do with luck. So what does it take to make your own luck? Well, there's the old adage about luck happens when preparation and opportunity meet. There's that. But according to Robert O'Neill, whose nickname, I think it's humorous, the luckiest unlucky man in America, it's 5 things. Preparation, courage, honor, patriotism, brotherhood. Those are the 5 things that have nothing to do with luck. So, it's worth asking the hard questions. Looking yourself in the mirror at this point. What do those words mean to you? Preparation, courage, honor, patriotism, brotherhood. Like, when was the last time you looked up those words in the dictionary? How would you rate yourself? If you had to rate yourself on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being you've mastered the art of preparation, the elements of courage, the mastery of being honorable, full-blown patriot, and a brother to everyone. Scale from 1 to 10, where you at? Who do you know? Who can you, in your own personal life, that exemplifies those words? So now, listen, even if you never read it, right? You never read it, you should. But if you don't, do take the time, though, to look at these 5 lessons I'm about to give you, and we'll wrap it up with these, and then examine how they fit into your life. 1, are you preparing every day to meet life's challenges and opportunities? 2, courage does not exist in the absence of fear. So, are you doing things that push you out of your comfort zone, that stretch you, stress you, and maybe scare you just a little bit or a lot? 3, where in your life are you letting your honor off the hook? Your excuses, as my boss Grant Cardone says, they might be legit, but they won't change your life. Love of land and country and the willingness to fight for it and protect its way of life is you fighting for causes and ideals that are greater than just you. It is, regardless of how the media spins it now, virtuous and correct. Who's in your circle? Like, you are the sum total of the people you surround yourself with. So inventory and audit who's in your circle. And then here's the bonus. Dakota has his rule of 2 things. Do something daily to make you better, and do something daily to make the world better. Man, what if you just operate from there? I mean, if you just took those 2 things, do something daily to make you better, and do something daily to make the world better, that would make you a very, even as a civilian, special operator. And just remember, simple does not equate with easy. In fact, sometimes the simpler it is, the harder it becomes. And ultimately, at the end, it's what we do, not what we say, that counts. So I want to invite you one last time to read this book, because you will be better for it. And that is that for now. So, have you already read it, and what did you think? Leave me a comment down below. Or, if you haven't read it and you're gonna, what are you most excited about? Or if you do go read it, come back and let me know what you got out of it. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you tuning in, staying to the end. Can't wait to get your feedback and what you got out of this book when you're done reading it. Drop a comment below. Also, like, comment, and share if you haven't done those things already. Appreciate all of that in advance. This is Rich Man's Gym. Again, thank you so much for listening and stay to the end. Strength and conditioning for body, mind, and spirit. Train anywhere, and I'll see you soon.